Good evening, good evening, good evening. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the Anthony Brown Show. I'm joined tonight with a very dear special guest, my brother from another mother, Mr. Legacy the Great from the ATL Show. How you doing tonight, Mr. Legacy?
You know I'm in the building, baby. It's ATL whole every day, all day.
Hey, Kia, how you doing? Kia said, hi,
Hey,
everybody.
kid.
Yes. We have a wonderful show. We're going to do just a recap or a review actually on the movie, the Netflix movie called Fatherhood, starring Kevin Hart. I don't know if any of you had the opportunity to see the movie, but it's an awesome movie. And if you haven't seen it on Netflix, please definitely go out and support a black man and watch the movie. It's definitely a tearjerker, so there's parts in there where you're going to be crying. Tina says, hello, Tina. Well, Tina Mo. What's up, Crazy Legacy?
What's up, beautiful? What's good with you?
So definitely watch the movie. Watch the movie. Like it's definitely a tearjerker. And if you have seen it, comment below and let me know if you've seen the movie or whatever. Kia says she's seen it. It made her cry. Kia, I tell you what, I needed a box of Kleenex because I was like boo-hoo crying, especially on certain
parts. That's because you Charmin's tissue. That's all. Shit. But I agree with you.
Tina said we got ATL vibes in the house. ATL.
For sure. But definitely, it was probably one of the best movies I've seen in years, and definitely the best movie I've ever seen Kevin Hart act in. He actually showed another side of him that went away from him being a complete fool or making a complete fool of himself. So I can see Kevin getting maybe a good Annie Award or ESPY Awards for that show. Kevin did very good in that movie. And also the young lady that participated with him as his daughter, she lit up the scene, the movie scene with him. I mean, if you look at them, the skin tone of both of them and the smiles resembled as if that young lady could have actually been his daughter.
They must have spent some time together prior to the filming to create a bond or a some type of network because they gelled so well. Like they've been knowing each other for years.
Yes.
It was like some movie. So like again, the part of the movie, the first part that made me have a tearjerker was when the wife died in the emergency room.
Right.
I lost it. I mean, I went ballistic. Having experienced something similar to that, having a family member that passed away, and I was there. So having gone through that, it brought back memories. So, all right, booty call. He could not do
Excuse me, everybody. I need to put my phone on silent. There you go, Tony.
He showed the world that a man can do the same as a woman.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. No.
Except breastfeed.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Oh man, I mean, when I came into this movie, I really thought it was going to be a real comical movie, and like I said, it just showed so many
funny moments. Though it did have funny moments.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're not gonna take that. I mean, that's like Jim Carrey. That's how Jim Carrey career came to an end. Once people know you as a comedian, and then you go, that's where they put you in that box. So seeing you doing something else outside of being a comedian or being comical destroyed Jim Carrey's career, because after he stepped into another realm of acting, it seemed to derail his career because nobody wanted to see him playing a hero. Nobody wanted to see him playing in a drama movie or a horror movie because that's not how we saw him.
Right.
But I think Kevin made a good move by doing this a little bit early before people completely put him in the box and put the top over it.
Right.
But that movie, far as watching, when the wife died and him having to change who he was and learn how to deal with um, first healing internally, because not only did the child lose his mother, he probably lost he definitely lost his wife, maybe his best friend, and to have to look at that baby every day, resembling and reminding him of what he gained and what he lost. Uh, the baby gave him trouble. Trouble far as what? Far as what?
I think
Dealing with the loss of his wife.
I think it was the part where the baby wanted to stay with the grandparents because she wanted to have that closeness by living in the mother's bedroom.
Um, I think we got to look at how young the baby was. So until it got when his wife died, the baby was an infant. So to go to his grandparents' house, who has no jurisdiction over the child,
Right.
because it goes whoever passed in it goes to the father.
Right.
So to parents and mothers who would have said, "Oh, I would have wanted my child to go to my mom," that's an issue. This is what fathers are fighting for and fighting against on a day-to-day basis. That we automatically assume that fathers cannot raise daughters, but yet and still believe that a mother can teach a young man how to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
So this show also showed that when the chips are on the line, fathers can take care of their daughters,
And very well.
and very well. I don't know where people get this notion that mothers are the God factor in raising children. And if you look out into society today, not to just step away from the movie for a second, our kids are run amok due
Mm-hmm.
to the fact that we have removed the fathers, the enforcers, the leaders out of our household.
Mm-hmm.
So I hate the notion that most women feel like they can raise kids better than fathers. No, it is a group thing. If that the case, you would be asexual and you could have babies without a man, and you can raise kids, you can raise your children without going through the process of jointly having sex. So it
True.
is a group process. I believe that any parent, whether it's the man or the father, can, if they love their children,
Yes.
will find it in them to do the best thing for their children. Um, so I applaud Kevin for showing in this movie, and the director, and the producers and everybody in this movie for showing, at first, showing that a black man
Hello.
can step up to the plate and do what's best for his children. Because they easily could have got somebody like Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Ethan Hawke, and somebody else, Leonardo DiCaprio, to play that part.
Mm-hmm.
But they went and got Kevin Hart. They didn't get a Denzel this time. They didn't get a Will Smith. They went and got somebody out of his element, and he mastered it.
He
He
definitely
mastered it.
he definitely did that, and I applaud him for that. He was remarkable in this role. Um, that brings me back to a conversation that you and I was having earlier this week, and it was I'm trying to recall regurgitate the conversation. You were saying something about women being submissive to their men, and women being having a man as a head of household and being the leader, and and why don't women want this? And I said it's not women, it's only black women.
Right.
Because any other race of women, they don't have a problem with a man being the head of their house, a man being the leader, a man being the role model, a man being the example. But
Right.
you take a black woman. Well, I don't need a man. Forget him. Fuck
Mhm.
him. Da, da,
Mhm.
da, da. And then there's always an issue. It's only in the black race, and I don't understand that.
You know, I've brought this up in numerous of ATLs. Go ahead, Tony.
I raised my kids by myself. Legacy. I never have my baby daddy help.
But hold on.
I agree with the legacy.
I'm gonna say this. Kudos to doing what you did by your children. We also have to understand that we have to make conscious decisions before we lay down, whether it's with a woman and a man choosing a woman, if this person is who I want to have children by. So if you, as a great mother as you are, decided to lay down with a bum, that was your choice.
Right.
Matter of fact, I don't know how many kids you had from him, or if you have multiple children by different fathers. I don't know, but I'm gonna say this: if you had one that you had,
Look how
this,
men do a
hold
woman.
on, I'm gonna get to him. I'm gonna get to him, but I gotta address this one. If you had a man, if you had a man and you had a child from him,
Uh-huh.
and if he wasn't doing what he was supposed to by the first child, how do you get tangled up in the web of deception and lay down and have another one behind? So those are bad decision making on the mother who already know he's not done nothing for one. He damn sure ain't doing nothing for two or three.
Let's
So if you decided to sit back and continue to be with a man who wasn't doing one thing for your children or your child and had another one, that's not him. He showed you who he was, but you was trying to show him who you wanted him to be. So in the process of you trying to show him who you wanted him to be and him already showing you who he was, those were bad choices on your end. And you end up carrying the bag because you wanted the man.
let's take it even further than that. Sometimes when you get with a man and you're going through that dating process, that courtship, that's before the baby even came into play. You knew he had other kids.
If that's the case.
Right. Sometimes the guy already had other kids from previous relationships. And during your dating stage, not once do you ever see him say, "Oh, I can't come over because I got to go hang out with my son."
Mm-mm.
Showing you that he's a good father. He's never
Mm-hmm.
told you that. So if he's
Mm-hmm.
already told you, "I got two other kids from two other girls," and you don't never hear him have those discussions with you prior to you having a baby, that
Or
hey,
see him with the children.
I'm going to take care of my kids, or I can't come over, or when I do hang out with you, sometimes I got my child with me, or
Mm-hmm.
why don't you come hang out with me because we over here at baseball practice.
Mm-hmm.
You see that he's a good father because you see it. So
Mm-hmm.
now as a woman, you shouldn't. I don't mind having a baby with him because I see that he's a good dad. Maybe his
Exactly.
woman didn't work out, but he's still a good father. So I know if
Exactly.
he's with me and have a child, he's gonna be a good father to my child.
Exactly.
But you see the signs in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and you
But you
ignore
don't
them.
want it.
You
But
ignore
you don't. I've always was told this, and I live by this. Once a person shows you who they are,
believe them.
believe them. Women, you cannot change a man. Men, you cannot change a woman. Those have to be things that they want to do inside of themselves, and then they start to correct themselves. But if you're trying to change them, and that's something that they don't want, it's not going to happen, and it's going to be wasted time. So moving on, a lot of people may not agree with what Tony say, but let me help you understand it a little bit better. Go and look at all races of women and go look at the divorce rate from all races of women from their husbands and compare it to the divorce rate in black women and black men. It will show you, and the vast majority of black men will tell you that the most agitated woman they deal with on a day-to-day basis is an African American woman
Right.
whom seems to never be satisfied or to never be happy or to never be complete with what they have going on in life. They
Right.
are the only people that sing songs on a consistent basis, talking about to the left, or I don't need a nigga.
Legacy, you do not know what's going on behind closed doors. When I get with my baby daddy, help and love my child, when we broke up, it was a different story. People show different.
Listen, I'm not trying to say that I know your situation
We're
because I
talking
did
in
not
general.
say,
We're talking in general.
yeah, we're talking in general. I was just giving statements, and one of the first things I said was, if this is the case, because I don't know your situation. But what I am going to tell you is, you did a great job with raising them. He has to deal with that in the end, not you. But all I was trying to tell you is that society makes it seem that a man cannot take care of his children without the mother being attached. That is called that's the mother. It's called the mother syndrome, to where vast majority of people feel like the only way a child can be raised to the best or to the best of his ability is to have a mother in his life. It is also known in the black community that most young men commit more felony crimes and do things in the black community because they don't have a father that they are afraid of to come home and have to tear their ass up and show them how to be a man.
Amen. You're preaching now.
I am a father. I am a father.
A good father.
And I'll break my neck, and I'll still break my kids' neck right now if they went out there and made a mockery of who they are and what I am and what me and their mothers have bestowed upon them and showed them how to be. If you do not have that father figure, whether it's an uncle, stepdaddy, big brother, next door neighbor that loved them, a coach, a life coach to show them something outside of what their mother showed them, then guess what? There's a great chance, being an African American male, that we are going to see the jailhouse.
Period. No question about it. You
And
absolutely.
and like I say, I always talk about my uncle, my father that raised me. Yes, in the end, I made my own choices and decisions, but I also had that.
Some women get their ass beat up. They take a man's shit. Look how many kids out there disrespectful because they never have love. Well, the reason why the woman get her ass beat because he but prior to beating her ass, the signs were there.
Yes,
He didn't show you love for he didn't show, not you, but he didn't show that woman 5 6 months straight love and perfectness, and then started beating her ass. The signs were there from the beginning. You know, either some women know who the guy is because they done heard about him in the streets or whatever
yes.
from other people, and they already know that he's a woman beater and he's abusive with that girl. He's abusive with that girl. So why did you get with him? Because you want to get beat too?
No, because she felt that he wouldn't do it to her. Two, she can change.
She could change him.
Right. You
Every,
know, I got a brother.
every woman think they got a magical pussy.
I got a brother, and my brother. I'm not gonna say his name, but I got a brother, and we both came from the same mama and daddy. And now that my brother is home, he's doing 90% better than what he used to be.
Uh-huh.
But my brother didn't have a problem with whipping a nigga ass or a woman. He believed in putting his hands on people.
Uh-huh.
And every girl that's after the initial ass whipping woman, she made sure that women knew that that's what my brother did. But it's done been so many women since then that knew about my brother had ass whippings out to women and men
Uh-huh.
that still decided that they wanted to embark on that journey. So those are bad decision making on the woman.
Uh-huh.
He, if you ask him, has he whooped a woman ass, he'll tell you yeah. So if he'll tell you yeah to your face, why would you stay?
Because the dick was so good.
Let's get on to the movie.
They was dick.
Kevin, like I say, I love the scene when uh the grandmama came, and I think they was in some type of DCF office or something. And she was helping him, I guess, get the daughter back or something. And the grandmother flew in, told her husband that she was going on a woman date or something, having a me date, but she flew out to go help Kevin with that situation. And then he was like, "Come on, let's go to lunch." And she was like, "No, I got to get back to the airport because I told such and such I was on a." That's family.
Yes, she was there.
I mean, she loved her grandchild. She loved him, and she was willing to do that to fly to make the situation better.
Y'all bad. No, we honest.
We honest, baby. That's all.
We really honest.
And people, you know, I'm gonna turn this battery saver.
Here's it is not about the penis, not about the dangling. True kid may not be about the dingling, it may not be about the sex, but we're saying in some instances, not necessarily your situation. It may not be about the penis with you, but with some women, once they get a hold of that meat, they get dickmatized and they get dick whipped, and for some reason they can't turn from that dude, because especially if the dick is good, she don't want to leave him alone because she can't fathom the thought of somebody else getting this good dick.
Oh man, I'm trying my best.
And I'm not speaking of just for men, but it also goes in reverse too. Because same thing with a man. If he got a woman with some good vagina, and they going through something, he can't imagine the thought of somebody else getting that good vagina box.
Tell him about that vagina box, Tony.
You know, that thing will make you speak in tongues. You know what I'm saying? E. coli.
Oh. That crunchy munch box.
Yes. That's why I love y'all show.
But it was just so much, especially one of my favorite parts was when the little girl used to love to wear for some reason Kevin Hart had this little girl thinking that all she needed to wear is pants to school.
So that's all he do. You're man. That's all he do.
Yeah. So the little girl, she going to like this private school, and the private school tell you that little girls gotta wear dresses.
What about head?
Oh, God, well, this is not the show, Kill.
Yeah, let's talk about the movie. We'll get back to your question. You don't want to be nasty for a moment. Kill, you in timeout. Go in the corner.
Yeah, she is in timeout. We are having a kid-friendly show, and Miss Kia is doing her thing. I love her. But when the little girl, now this was my part. Now when they having these meetings, and Kevin Hart tell the daughter, she was like, they messing with me by my pants and stuff. So, Kevin Hart see the lady standing outside waiting to have a discussion with him. So the little girl get out of the truck and go on. He said, go to class. She going, and the lady gonna walk up to myself. We need to have a discussion. I'm running late. And pulled off on her and left her standing right there.
That reminded me of you. I can see you doing that.
Definitely. That was the whole movie. I was laughing because that's all I could see was me and my daughter just like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now this was an uncomfortable situation for me when we was watching the movie, and he got to take his daughter to buy panties. Mm-hmm. And he done had this little girl, he done messed up her mind to a degree to where he got her wearing boy drawers. The ones with the dick hole.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Kevin, what are you doing? And Kevin, and then the next day you send this baby to school with the dress on, and and see that pissed me off because see my daughter can't wear no dress with just no panties on. She got to wear shorts up under her dress. See my daughter 9, she gonna wear shorts up under her dress till she graduate high school.
Period.
So,
I know how you is. I know. Yep.
listen, do you got shorts up under there? Listen, you better have shorts up under them. So, and then the little white boy that's been giving her trouble throughout the whole show now, him and his little friend walking, and they look up because she climbing up the ladder thing, and they see the Batman drawers.
Right.
The little white boy say, she got on boy drawers. Yeah. She got on boy drawers. And she told him, shut up. And he wouldn't be quiet. And she turned around and tried to dive on them boys off the top ring rope.
Yes, she was trying to get it.
And they moved. And before I elaborate, it was awesome how he found love in the other lady that came into his life. And he felt like moving into something outside of his daughter and his ex-wife, that it would have tremendous effect on his daughter.
Right.
So he was scared to love.
She was the first priority.
Yes. And the woman actually was taken to the daughter, and the daughter was taken to the woman. And it bothered me in that movie where when she dove off of the thing and he missed the call from the school because he was in there stroking it real good.
Yes,
and she had them put him to sleep.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. I don't go to sleep. I don't go to sleep. I don't go to sleep just in case the piping need plunging again. The pipes need to be plunged again. I'll be there. I am the I am the plumber. So he woke up and got the message and went to the school, and then he went to the hospital where his daughter was at. And she had a little bruise or whatever, but she's a strong little tomboy, and she still was beautiful. And he blamed it on the woman because he felt like he's supposed to have been there, or he felt like he missed something. That was gonna happen to her anyway because she was at school and that's what she wanted to do. That had nothing to do with you spending time with someone while she was in school. And it almost cost him a beautiful relationship because he wanted to smother his daughter with so much love and attention. And some of us do it now, that we put so much love and affection and attention into our children that we deny our relationships to bloom and to blossom. Because one, we don't allow no one else to love and cherish the gift that God gave us, which is our children. And then we also forget in a relationship, especially if it's moving toward marriage, that you and your husband or you or your husband.
Hold on.
So disrespectful, and you still letting it play. Well, God, you don't know how to stop it?
The button went away, so I gotta hit reset.
Well, mute your thing.
I apologize, people.
Goodness gracious.
Carry on.
I almost lost my train of thought. But yeah, so his daughter, we tend to, when we take certain pieces of our life, we forget that the woman and the man have to be one. It has to be one.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's two, then we tend to look at our own situations from our own perspective instead of coming as one as we're supposed to be and looking at it as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So when we tend to be in those relationships and we always tend to put our kids ahead of our relationship, it dooms the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if that person is, or that child, that man, or is the children's father, or that woman is the children's mother. If you're in a relationship and that person shows love, doesn't mind financially helping, doesn't mind being there, guiding, protecting, loving, feeding. If that person is the person that's there doing that, don't forget about them. And a lot of people, especially me looking in relationships, a lot of people relationships come to an end after the children move on from the nest, because now those two people who are left in the relationship don't even know each other anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no love for each other, because some women feel like, oh, I put my children all the way first, da 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 da, and by the time you get back to your dude, he's no longer your dude, because you didn't have love and affection for him the same as you're supposed to have for your children.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how Kevin Hart was doing this woman. He had love for her, but he could not put it on the same equal playing field with his child,
Right.
because he felt like if he did that, he would be neglecting her.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's room to love everybody equally.
I agree. I want to piggyback on something you said earlier, where I think a lot of people, especially black women, where they fail and they neglect in life is when they meet a new man, a new person. Whereas Kevin wanted to make sure that he spread his love equally. He was trying to make everything equal as far as the two. Make sure the daughters is okay. Make sure the new girlfriend is okay. The new lady in his life is okay. But he also wanted to make sure that they gel together.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the daughter didn't like her, then it was a no go. See, that's very important. But see, in today's time, women don't make sure that the child likes the man, long as she likes the man.
Let me say something, Tony, on that. We have to be careful too with that, because a lot of people have to pay attention to when your children can be vindictive too, because children could want their mother to be with their father, and no matter how good of a man is, that child is not going to accept that other person coming in, because children want their parents to be together sometimes. Then,
I,
and it's on both ways.
I was going to get to
And
that. Although they could
then,
be vindictive, sometimes as a parent, you should be able to be able to distinguish the difference. Is this child being vindictive, or is this child being just don't love him because of something within the other parent? You know,
right.
is the other parent a pedophile? Are they touching my child? Are they saying things out of the way? Are they being inappropriate? Is that why my child don't like this person? Or are they just genuinely being vindictive because they really want the other parent back, or their parent back, their father back? And so,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, you can identify the difference. But today's black woman, and I have to keep stressing that, they meet Pookie and Junebug out in the streets, and they meet him Friday at the club. Saturday they had sex. Sunday that's my boyfriend, and the child don't know him yet.
And he moved in this weekend.
Monday they met Friday at the club. Saturday hunch. Sunday that's my boyfriend. Monday he moving in.
Yeah.
And Tuesday she taking her food stamps. They're supposed to feed that child to go buy lobster and shrimps for him.
Ah, The baby about to eat hot dogs and bologna sandwiches. He over there eating fried smothered pork chops,
That's
rice,
too much food.
gravy,
You gave the baby too
biscuit.
much food. You gave the baby too much food. The baby over there eating Lunchables. $2 for $1. Lunchable.
The baby ate it for breakfast and he eat it for dinner.
That's it. One Lunchable a day. Whatever you didn't eat for breakfast was left over for dinner.
Oh.
A bowl of cereal for breakfast and a Lunchable for dinner. And you eat lunch at school.
Somebody get him off here. Please, somebody get him off. My brother is crazy.
Pookie ate lobster and shrimps.
Not the shrimps, he had shrimp.
Scrimps.
Yeah. And vagina box after that.
Yes.
The baby gotta hear because you know the walls thin where they stay, so the baby gotta hear at 10:30.
Gotta hit the headboard beating against the wall. She can't go to sleep. She gotta go to school in the morning.
Oh God. Stay in the middle of the road. Hey,
Miss T Savage.
Miss Savage. But my part of the movie was.
Hold on, T Savage. Did you see the movie Fatherhood by Kevin Hart? Go ahead, Legacy.
My another part of the movie was for me. When they went back and showed the image of when he was how the baby was growing up, and the dude walked by the little ducks, and they showed the scene where she went from being an infant, a little baby walking, and she was on the little duck. Then she got a little big, and she got on the other ducks. And then by the time she had got to that age, she was on the big duck behind him. And it's amazing how we tend to, love our jobs too, because his job was a major distraction and a thing that made him send his daughter to her grandmother. And it hurt me because I remember when she opened the box.
Hold on, Savage. I sent you the link. Since you've seen the movie, come on if you want to. I sent you the link in Messenger if you want to come on.
And she picked out the locket that he gave her mama when they was dating.
Mm-hmm.
And she picked it out and everything, and she was rocking it and everything. And all of a sudden, when she got ready to leave to go to her grandmama, she ended up losing the locket behind the bed. And I remember the scene where he went and was cleaning up her room, and he actually found that locket. And
he was making me mad though by not wanting his daughter to spend time with the grandmother. It's not that he didn't want to spend time with the grandmother.
They stayed too far apart.
Well, they stayed too far apart, but the second part is because he had lost his wife.
Yes.
His mindset is, if I let her go over there, I don't have control, and I have lost my daughter, and I don't want to lose the only thing that I have left to love. So that's what his mindset was. It's not that he didn't want because if the grandmama lived next door, she could be over there every day.
Right.
And
if the grandparents really wanted to be that much into the child's life, then the grandparents should have got a goddamn summer vacation house close to where he lived and came and spent summers right there. Cause they was old. They wasn't old, but they were old and retired. That could have been something that they could have done also.
I agree with you that she did need more than him in her life, but he was still at a vulnerable stage because he lost his wife to death. And that was her mother. And he still was so torn over that situation. So letting his daughter leave, and his mindset, I've lost another one.
Exactly. But I love the scene when maybe they couldn't afford it. She could afford to get her ass on a plane in the middle of the day to fly down somewhere and to fly back in one day. Yeah, she had the money.
She had the coin.
She had the coin. She had the coin. They had the coin because she had a husband.
She didn't die yesterday. It had been years. But who's to say that in 5, 6, 7, 8 years that he's still healed?
Exactly, because you can't put a time frame on healing processes. But the time remember when when he let her go and he had that job, he had to go to another country. And remember he had the Croatian white friend that he brought with him. And he realized how much he loved his daughter more than he loved his job. And he told the white dude to go on, I believe in you. You can go to hell. I gotta go change my flight so I can fly back to where my daughter had to get what I love more than I love myself.
That's it.
And when he flew out and made it to his daughter, and I hated the scenes because and it's hard for me to cry. But when tears start coming out of my eyes, because I know the fight and the struggle that I've been through from 2020 to have overcome those obstacles to get where I can have my daughter when I want her. You know what I'm saying? And those obstacles that he went through, I really felt the man pain. I really did, because he wants to be a great provider for his daughter, to give her things and to be there. And the job that he has prepared for all his life requires him to leave the States, and he had to leave her behind at times. So he had to make a decision on, was he gonna find something different to do financially to continue to take care of his daughter to the best of his ability, or he was gonna have to deal with the fact that his daughter will be raised by the grandparents.
Right.
And he made a decision that there's nobody better to raise his daughter than him.
Period.
And when he got off that plane and made it to that house, and that baby was on that swing, and he came out there and was running down them steps, and that baby jumped out that swing and went and hugged her daddy, even though she was already about tall as him.
That baby was lonely. Her dad was selfish at times. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
We don't care either that you don't care, but that man ain't did nothing wrong in the entire time he was on that movie, other than to find love. And he gave he gave his daughter more love, and he was preparing himself to bring more love and affection and a woman into this young lady's life that was gonna love her just as equally as he loved her.
So just as much as the baby needed love, Kevin had to learn how to, be a single parent. Well, first of all, to be a parent. Remember when the baby was first born, he didn't know about changing pampers.
No.
So he had to learn how to be a father, be a single father, a father of a female, and then how to find love again and allow himself to be loved.
Right, and as the person who said that years could have been passed, if from what we've seen, the baby being small, an infant, to the baby being an adolescent, which was 5 or 6 or 7, he had given her all that love, and he needed to learn to love himself again and learn to love outside of her. Because guess what? He would have spent his entire life just loving her and would have missed love and life again, because he poured it all into her and didn't do anything with himself. And he could have ended up hating his daughter for putting his life on hold and not experiencing anything outside of his wife.
What's that, Jergens?
I use a good Dove.
Oh yeah, I can see that bottle didn't look like exoticoilmasters.com.
No, that's next. That is awesome. Also, Exotic Oil Masters is very good indeed. You need to get that one called, that new fragrance that exotic Oil Master got, called Lettuce Lips. If you got lettuce lips, you put that down there and it draws it tighter to look like newborn baby.
Help him, Lord. Help him, Father. Do it for him right now, Lord. Everybody, let's touch and agree. Just touch your TV, touch your monitor, touch the screen. If two or three are gathered together in His name.
Oh, but oh man, and then this was the favorite part for me. At the end of the movie, uh, Kevin brought his daughter back home and took his daughter to school. And a lot of people may not have watched it because they thought the movie was over with, but after they started showing some credits, it showed another side where Kevin dropped his daughter off to school, and so happened that Kevin had done got the school to change their rule about little girls can wear pants too.
Mm-hmm.
So he outside of the truck getting his daughter to walk up the steps, and the ladies was out like talking about, thank you for helping us change the rules and da 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 da. And he was like, yeah, you welcome. And he say, have a good day. And they showed the little girl walking up the steps with her pants on with the little boy and everything going to class. And they turn back around and go to Kevin. And this Negro got on a dress.
A kilt. Like the Irish people.
That was a school uniform dress.
I tried to fix it up for Kevin.
That was a school uniform dress. Oh man, as much as I love that movie, it pissed me off. Pissed me off. Because I'm sick of our black men having to put on the motherfucking dress.
That reminds me of the guy who played with Martin on Big Mama House, the young dude that put on the dress.
Yes, on Big Mama House 3.
What's the dude name? The light-skinned dude? You know what I'm talking about?
I forgot his name, but I know who you're talking about because he also played in Lottery Ticket with Bow Wow.
Right. He knows his career ended, got punished because he wore a dress. No,
yes.
your career ended because you just was no longer good or valuable. They ain't need you no more. Because everybody I know that put on a dress, their careers are still moving forward.
But if you look at it, I understand what he's saying. He's saying everybody that you know that as an actor, male actor that has put on the dress, they had them got deep into their career to where they already had a major fan base and people were still gonna come watch them.
Right.
He at the time was really just starting to get into the industry and make mainstream movies.
Mm-hmm.
And he feel like that derailed him. He said that, after that, Martin never reached back to help him along the way, but Martin was the person that told him that this is the way in to put on the dress.
Mm.
And from Vin Raines, Wesley Snipes, Kevin Hart, who else? I don't know if Will put on a dress yet. I can't remember seeing Will, but I know he was in Brokeback Mountain looking real.
No, he wasn't on Brokeback Mountain.
What the name of that movie was?
He was in 6 Degrees of Separation.
Yeah, he wasn't being separated.
No.
And
he was very much joining.
Yeah, he was joining.
Yeah. He
was joining. But everybody else that we know that put on those dresses had already made big money and they had a big name in the industry. If we look around, I only know a few people as far as black actors that haven't put on the dress that made it to the $20 million thing, and that was Denzel Washington, Dave Chappelle. I love listening to Dave Chappelle talking about how the director came in a movie trying to get in the movie that he played with Martin, talking about putting on a dress, and Dave told him, hell no, I ain't putting on no dress. I don't see them trying to have as many white men who are famous put on dresses. I don't see them trying to get Leonardo DiCaprio to put on dress. I don't see them putting Tom Cruise in a dress. Nicolas Cage, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger. None of those great actors, Brad Pitt, put on a dress.
John Travolta wore a dress.
John Travolta's career over too.
You think so?
John Travolta ain't played in an A movie since the late 2000s. Back in the early 2000s. He might got some B movies out, but he damn sure ain't playing in no A movie. He's not even considered an A-list movie star anymore.
Oh, wow.
So let's stop putting straight men in dresses. Let's stop doing that. Let's stop putting straight African American men in dresses, because the movie was already great. The movie needs to be a #1 movie. When they do these awards and everything, Kevin needs to get a lot of awards. The young lady needs to get a lot of awards. And right now, it could be the movie of the year for me.
It was definitely an awesome movie.
You need to go and watch it. It's gonna bring a few tears down your jawbones.
Yes. It's definitely going to do that, if nothing else. I want to definitely remind everybody, again, the ATL show is on hiatus for the month of July. And
Even though it don't seem like it, because Tony got us on these podcasts all the time.
As I was saying, the ATL show is on hiatus for the month of July, and they won't be here for the month of July. However, the Anthony Brown show will still be here for the month of July, and members of the ATL show periodically will come on, and as you see here, they'll come on and show their face and help me out. Depends on the segment, and we have an interesting show tomorrow for midday tea. So you definitely want to tune in for that one, because it's going to get quite crazy in here. So find the link, join the link, share the link. Definitely be on here. Again, we need all of you to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, definitely subscribe. You know, we're on our road to 5,000, so we definitely need the subscribers. So definitely subscribe. And also, we're still answering the letters. So if you have any issues going on in your life, Dear ATL is still in effect. So we're still accepting letters. So definitely send your letters in.
Dear ATL is a segment of the show where you, the viewer, can write in and tell us about what's going on in your life. And we will read your letter and respond to your letter live here on the air. So if you're experiencing relationship problems, best friend disputes, baby mama, baby daddy drama, marriage issues, church hurt, church issues, and many, many more, send your letters to theanthonybrown@gmail.com.
So yeah, so definitely send your letters in to the ATL, Dear ATL, at theanthonybrown@gmail.com. And like I said, we will still read your letters even during the month of July. We have to do a special show just to answer your question, because we don't want to leave you out there alone.
Definitely.
Anything else you want to say about the movie or about ATL or anything?
Yeah, the ATL show will be coming back in August. We will start hopefully next week on advertising the date and things of that nature. We definitely love all our fans, all our supporters, even the haters. Even the haters, we love you too, because we need you too. We definitely need you, because if we stop running out of haters, that means we've lost our edge. So
haters keep us on point.
Yeah, so please continue to give us adding flame to the fire, fuel to the fire, so we can keep elevating and making the ATL show to continually be what it is, which is the blueprint for all podcast and streaming services. There's nothing out there better than the ATL.
And on that thought,
ATL.